couple of days ago, I was watching a documentary called Seaspiracy on Netflix with Archimedes. It was about how messed up the fishing industry is and how it is actually one of the largest contributors to global warming compared to what many people think, which is like petrol, the oil industry and things like that, and mainly transportation industry. However, in reality, it's the fishing industry. And then on, we were like, we are becoming woke, let's carry on. Then we watched Cowspiracy, which shows how messed up the meat and dairy industry is and how it is, again, another huge contributor to global warming. Then we thought, shall we stop here? Nah, let's carry on. Then we watched Our Planet by David Attenborough, which are actually a very well summary of all the documentaries that I've watched after that, which in this documentary, David Attenborough goes through how the world changed since the beginning of his career in the 50s till now, which was very, very traumatic to see how messed up as a society we are. Benvenuti su 5 Minute Thoughts. I'm a 5th-year aerospace engineering student, and in this audiolog, destruction of Mother Nature will be explored from purely my point of view. TLDR, to have a sustainable world and to be in harmony with the planet Earth, we need to change our diet, find innovative way to produce and control the market. Now, let's go in depth. First of all, there is a premise. I'm no expert in climate change. I'm no expert in fishing industry. I'm no expert in meat industry, dairy industry, or rather food industry in general. However, from my academic background and my professional background, I'm experienced in manufacturing industry, but not only that, I have experience in how to supply high volume demands to the customers. So we'll be looking at this from a industrial demand POV. Now, in all these documentaries that I've watched with Archimedes after that, they all talk about how the fishing process is bad, how the farming process is messed up, how the society's response to a diet is, and all that. I personally don't have any qualification to talk about it, so I will talk about from industrial demand. Now, let me give you some numbers. In the early 50s, if we talk about how when David Attenborough started his career, there were about 2.5 billion humans in this planet. Now, about 70 years later, there are 8 billion humans. That's almost 4 times. Well, no, 2.5 times 4 is 10, to almost 3 times. Yeah, I'm messed up with maths. Anyway, there are almost 3 and a bit times more humans. So what happened in this surge? If we look around, what actually happened is we have industrialized many things. There are pros and cons of industrialization. I can't deny on that. There are a lot of positive advantages, which you and I go through them every day, and we appreciate how things happen due to industrialization. If industrialization didn't or wasn't a thing, you wouldn't be having Amazon next day deliveries. Okay, just at the pure fact, the cost of many things will be higher, and that's where the problem lies. What they did is, many people looked at a thing, so let's say fishing, and they're like, okay, we'll industrialize it. What basically means is, I'm going to take this and make it into large scale without worrying or caring about sustainability. Now, sustainability doesn't even mean anything to them, or wasn't anything meaningful to them at the time when this whole process started. And now 70 years later, or like 50 years later, half a century later, we're paying the price of it. By we, I'm not talking about our forefathers did bad, we are paying it now. Of course, that's how, if you bluntly want to put it, it is happening. But there are many things that us are doing in a non-sustainable way, which will be affecting our children and grandchildren. Just think about it. As an engineer, as I'm an engineer, and although I'm an aerospace engineer, I focused mainly into manufacturing. And when I go out in the industry, most likely many places are not very sustainable on what they're producing and how they're producing it. And as me as an engineer, I'll be contributing to that. So that's why, because I can't guarantee that for all the companies that I'll be working out there are all sustainable, and I don't believe there is something purely sustainable, I can't complain or rather blame what happened to the past. But what we can do is look into the past and see what they went and did wrong, so that we don't make the same mistake in the future, and possibly, even possibly, do it slightly better. So, what would have been a sustainable way of fishing? For example, a sustainable way would be, so this is a thought that came to me, or I'm taking reference from when I did history lessons in middle school. So there was this technique that first civilization used to use when they discovered agriculture. I think it also happened during the Middle Ages in Europe. If you have a plot of land, you divide it in 4 sections and you plant in 3. And you leave 1 section blank so that it can regenerate that year. And then you start rotating around, and you usually would produce 3 different type of crops that uses 3 different level of or damages the soil in 3 different levels, so that by the time that particular crops come back in a few years later, the soil is still healthy, right? So that is what would have been a sustainable way. However, what is nowadays, there are a lot of chemical products that have been invented to mitigate these issues. However, producing this chemical product also a process of industrialization, which in fact is not sustainable and damaging the world. So for fishing industry, what could have been done is you choose a piece of sea and you rotate around, so that the fishes have the possibility to keep the Mother Nature alive. And if you look at all the pictures from the space, and if you look at all the scientific documents, not the ones from Flat Planet people, but we're talking about humans that can think on a purely scientific basis, or can think on the hypotheses that have been proved to be right, it can be seen that 70% of the Earth is water, and water is our largest contributor to life. And if we don't take care of our waters, we won't be able to survive as a humanity. So, a possible sustainable way would be to do that, but not only to be able to only supply to the local market and export it to higher prices to external markets. Now, of course, that will create a massive problem. There will be a lot of surge in prices. Not many food will be available everywhere around the world. But that's what makes it beautiful. Let me explain. Growing up in Italy, if I went to the supermarket or any market, I wouldn't buy the same I wouldn't find the same fruits in winter as in summer. Whereas if you come to UK, around the clock, anytime you go to the supermarket, you'll find the same fruits and same vegetables. I know some countries are not as good or not as good. They don't have the right climate to grow all the fruits and vegetables, and that will contribute to the diet. But that is, I believe, a adjustment as a humanity we need to do to be able to sustain this planet, to be able to live in harmony with this planet. So these would be my few changes that I think what we should be doing. And when I meant by control the market, by controlling this way, if you go deeper into the sea industry and the fishing industry, you'll see that many big corporations, not only that, many countries pay out to go and fish other places using these rubbish methods. Now, I don't want to spoil too much from the Seaspiracy documentary, which I highly suggest you go in. So you, as a buyer, as a day-to-day shopper, you would be more conscious about what you're buying and how you're sourcing it. That would give you a good idea why it is required to keep to be sustainable is not only create something in a large scale, but think about in the future. You will go to many spots on the sea and you'll realize that there is no more fish in there. Why? Because the marine nature has been destroyed. The ecosystem that would have kept it alive, healthy, to be able to give more food to us has been ruined. And that's the issue. That's what we need to solve. We could use that technique that I talked about, that ancient civilization used to use for their agriculture. But not only that, there are many other aspects in the world that we have to maintain or scale up in a sustainable way. Anyway, I hope you liked this episode. Please leave a comment below. I want to know what you think. Put a like. Apparently putting a like helps the algorithm. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.